Well, hello there, friends, family, fans, and finish line focused, fantastically fine folks. So today is Sunday. What is today? August 6th. Sunday, August 6th, and spent the night at the Cookie Lady's house in Whereverville, Massachusetts. Great place to stay. You get to camp on super soft, comfy green grass. You don't even need a sleeping pad. It is so nice there. There's water. It's a great place. So we had a fun visit last night. Everybody's sitting around talking. Some of the stuff I've been missing out by not staying in shelters. I've been missing some of that through hiker, camaraderie and stuff. So that was a good time and a nice relaxing evening. Boy, it is a pretty legit climb out of this road. So Halo just dropped me off down there at the road. It's 7 o'clock. We left. I got up at 10 after 5 and packed up real quickly, got in the truck, and we drove here. It was like a 45-minute drive. Ate breakfast along the way. I had some bars and stuff like that. And anyway, the plan for the day. Oh, last night, real quick. So last night was chilly. Man, everybody had their puffies and stocking caps and like gear we haven't used all summer long. We used last night, and I had Halo bring out my Z-Packs 20-degree sleeping bag for me, so when they leave, if I looked at the forecast and it looked like summer was ending and fall was starting, I could switch sleeping bags. And man, am I glad, because guess which one I used last night? Yeah, I used my Z-Packs. Let me show you what I just came up. Yeah, I used my Z-Pack sleeping bag last night. It was a little too warm first thing. I just kind of had it barely touching me a little bit, draped across me, most of my body exposed. But by morning, I had tucked my feet in and still had it just kind of barely draped on me. But I was super comfortable. Very nice. Halo was snuggled down in her sleeping bag because it was, I don't know, I heard 49 and I heard like 52, but it was super windy. So it was awesome sleeping. Great sleeping weather. So, anyway, hopefully the kids all did okay. I didn't talk to them this morning because the sun wasn't even up when we left. But let's see. Okay, the plan for today. We're not going to stay at the Cookie Lady's house tonight. The plan instead is to go to Upper Goose Pond Shelter. Upper Goose Pond Shelter, there's a road like 1.5 miles on the other side of it. And so Halo and the kids are going to go there and hike in. And I'm going to hike, of course, from where I got picked up yesterday. I'm hiking to it, and it's like 18 miles. And it looks like lots of ups and downs today. So I got a pretty difficult day. And I have a full load, except for like extra food. I don't have 3 days food. I only have enough for today and tomorrow morning or whatever. So, hey, I made it up. All right. I wasn't even going to do that during my intro, but I can't hardly stand still. I got to move. So I'm glad to get that out of the way. And it is beautiful, cool morning. The sun's breaking through the trees. Up there, it's nice. But anyway, Upper Goose Pond Shelter has canoes and kayaks that you can use for free. Evidently, it's a shelter, but it has a caretaker and has water. I don't know if it has power. It didn't necessarily say, but it has I think, free all-you-can-eat pancakes in the morning. There's swimming at the beach. There's, well, I don't know, just amazing. And Sandals and Cowgirl stayed there 2 nights ago and said it was, you know, epic. It was just great. There's bunks with mattresses. It just sounds like a great place. And I've heard, we read comments on Gut Hook, that like sometimes there's 30 and 40 people stay there, you know, during the peak season, which it'll probably be busy tonight. I don't know. So we decided, let's stay there since it sounds like such a neat place. So that's the plan. And then tomorrow night, I don't know where we'll stay. I think the crew is going to leave on Tuesday. Today's Sunday, tomorrow will be Monday. Yeah, on Tuesday. So I don't know where we're going to stay. It's best to get a hotel room so everybody can be clean, and, you know, I can be clean and laundered, so when they leave, it's not like I got to get to a town, you know, to get everything cleaned up and get refitted for the adventure at hand. So anyway, there's some thoughts and some stuff that's going on with us. So all right, let me stop for now, and I'll catch up to you later. We'll see. Today again looks like a pretty legit day with lots of ups and downs. So, all right, back at it. Full pack, good terrain, opportunity to grow and be strong. Hiking the Appalachian Trail. Thanks for coming along with me. Good morning, Benedict Pond. Wow, can you say gorgeous? Do I wish I had a boat? Absolutely. And by boat, I mean canoe. Wow. Well, yeah, and a rod. I'd take my little bass boat and a rod, a couple rods and reels, a lot of rods and reels, and some tackle. And oh yeah, I could do some damage. Wonder what's living in Benedict Pond. That is beautiful. The sun coming up and hitting the water, and the breeze making the waves lap the shoreline. Awesome. Totally awesome. Can you guys believe that I am hiking in Massachusetts? Can you spell that? I can't. Would you look at what I get to walk around this morning? Man. The sun coming through just right, the breeze blowing. Wow. It's 8:30. I'm not sure what the name of this pond is, or if it even has a name, but it is spectacular. Have been stampeded. Hey, there's a beaver. Beaver chewed that tree. Let's see, stampeded by a pack of Sobos today. There have been 2, 4, 5, I think 6 or 7 Sobos so far have gone by, actually earlier. They all stayed at that Mount Wilcox shelter. And one of the hikers I talked with, Gully and Fern, they were a couple. They said that there were a bunch of Nobos there too. I better watch what I'm doing so I don't get off on the wrong trail here. There's popular places like the pond. Man, look at that. A lot of people walk around it and make their own trails, and so it's easy to not be paying attention or looking at the ground too much and to walk off the Appalachian Trail, which we don't want to do. Man. Wow. I had no idea how pretty. And the Sobos are talking about how absolutely just breathtaking the White Mountains are, and southern Maine. I mean, yes, they're very difficult, but they are so beautiful and a couple places you get to walk up above tree line for like a couple miles, and you know, you can see the end of the world from up there. So definitely motivating and exciting. It feels good to be having a bigger day planned. One of the difficult things about slack packing is you're limited on what you can do. I mean, you might be running early and feeling good, but you have to stop. And if you're feeling bad and tried to do too much and you don't have your gear, you can't stop. So slack packing's nice in some ways, but difficult in others. Anyway, feels good to have a good day planned and a great place to stop tonight. It's nice and cool this morning, and so it is a good day for hiking, that's for sure. Hey, I forgot yesterday that I wanted to talk about form a little bit. So here we go. I got a good flat, you know, smooth level piece of trail, and this is a perfect opportunity. So here goes. I'm gonna try and do it as quick as I can. So this is absolutely not scientific or doctor approved. I am not a physical therapist or a running or hiking coach. There's the disclaimer. So I am only simply going on my experience of hiking primarily the Appalachian Trail, and then a lot of running at home, running on the roads mostly. So, and then my experiences with different types of shoes and the results therein in body wear and tear, foot condition, etc. So, what I've been researching, what I've been thinking about and kind of playing with here on the trail is different types of form. And what happens at home when I'm running is I tend to run on the balls of my feet too much, and they get very tired very quickly, even to the point of really hurting a lot and causing me to stop running for a little bit and let them kind of recover and then take back off again, to where I even contemplate in my head or think about purposefully heel striking, landing with my heel first to use the cushion that the shoes I was running in provided, to then try to roll my foot forward. Well, when you heel strike, you literally stop your momentum and then have to regain it again. So it's not correct form, but I was almost forced to do it because of my natural tendency to run on the balls of my feet. Well, I kind of hike the same way. I hike up almost on my tiptoes, up on the balls of my feet or whatever, and over time that really wears down the balls of my feet. Wow, I can remember my first longer days back in Georgia. Ooh, man, they would get tired and stuff. So that's where the zero drop shoes come in. So I've been hiking, as you guys know. I did 1,000 miles in Oboz Traverse, a very like traditional heavy duty hiking shoe, non-waterproof, very good protection, excellent traction, great wear and tear. They hold up really well, but they also do some damage to my feet, causing some blisters and different things like that. Those of you that have been following along know what I'm talking about. So then I switched at Harper's Ferry to the Lone Peak Ultras, Ultra Lone Peaks, and have like never looked back. So I had to break myself in. I had to do it slowly because these shoes are zero drop and minimalistic in nature by design, which allows you to feel the ground a whole lot more, which then promotes proper form, because you can feel what's going on. Shoes like the Oboz Traverse protect you from the rocks and roots and things, at least to some degree, and maybe I'll explain that later, where these Lone Peaks allow you to feel them, which allows you to walk more gently so that you don't hurt yourself. By having some transmitted feel from the ground to your brain, you tend to walk in a better manner that's easier on your body. So I purposefully think about right now as I walk is trying to land about midfoot, not on the ball, not on my heel. Land on midfoot and try to turn that foot over fairly quick. Don't leave it on the ground long. In other words, shorter, quicker strides, you have less impact on the ground. And when you're landing like that and walking like that, you're not doing damage to your foot, to your whole body. as you go through. Now, if you can imagine stomping your way through the trail, you have a lot more impact. Gliding very gently, trying to move quickly and kind of seamlessly, you a lot less wear and tear on your body. And so that's why I love these lone peaks, because I can feel what's going on, which makes me walk more gently, and I'm learning to hike a lot more, I think, effectively or smoothly, and purposefully land in midfoot. Try to keep your foot strike somewhere just below your knee, approximately. You don't want to be way out. Let me get in the shade here. You don't want to be, way out in front with that's how you'd heel strike. You want to land with your feet roughly right below yourself. Like I said, trying to kind of concentrate on midfoot strike. And man, oh man, when I'm able to do it, when the terrain allows, and I can just cruise and very little impact. I can go, like yesterday, I only stopped one time all day, and that wasn't out of need. It was just because I was a little ahead of schedule, and so I stopped and drank some water, which was cool because I got to see Huggy Bear and 10 and Evac and another girl that got a taco from Halo. Anyway, so I'm so glad I got to stop there at that spot. But point is, if you do it correctly, you can walk fairly softly and not do damage, so you don't need the big clunky shoes. Now, if you haven't been following along, I compare heavy hiking shoes to like walking in a box, a stiff box. That box protects the bottom of your foot from what it's landing on, rocks and roots, etc. But that same box, your foot kind of slams around in it a little bit. When it impacts the side of the box, that hurts. So it may not hurt to step on a rock, but it hurts when you hit the side. When that box gets twisted and mangled, it kind of crushes your foot. It contorts and bangs around in all sorts of different ways, which causes problems and pain in your feet that a shoe like the Lone Peak is more like walking in a bag. And the bag is soft. The bag doesn't protect you from the ground quite as much as the box would, but your foot doesn't bang into the bag. It doesn't get pinched and bound and crushed by the bag as the bag moves and contorts when you step on 3 or 4 rocks at the same time. That makes your foot get mangled into weird, positions. With these minimalistic shoes, I can feel what's going on and transition my weight. I can move around. I just can hike a lot more smoothly and almost, I'm not going to say effortlessly, because maybe it does take a little more effort. You can, with a heavy shoe, you can plow through stuff and go kind of hard and do damage to your body, but you can go kind of quick. And boy, shoe preference is totally subjective, but I think at the beginning of the trail there were a lot more boots. At the end of the trail there's a lot more trail runners. So this isn't a discussion on which one is best. I'm talking about form here. Proper form in any kind of shoe will help, but I really am a believer now in these zero drop, getting my foot down to the way God created it to be, level on the ground, and let the way I was built to walk, let that take over, instead of trying to cram it into some shoe designer's idea of what might help. So anyway, there you go. The width of shoes is ridiculous. I've noticed now after wearing these that my feet have gotten wider, meaning they were cramped before in other shoes, and so now even my dress shoes and things aren't wide enough. Because my toes are splaying out a little more, which is more natural. It gives you a wider base, more stability, more feel. I can actually dig my toes in when I'm climbing up hills. It sounds kind of crazy, but if you hike in these and you know what I'm talking about, it's pretty radical. So, loving it. Loving it. I love studying how to be better and faster and more efficient. I love all that stuff. I like trying to be lighter and more skilled, needing less things to do a better job at the task. So there you go. There's my mini sermon for Sunday morning. Haha. Oh my word. Look at that. Wow. I'm telling you, Massachusetts is gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. I love Massachusetts. Now, everything's expensive up here, but that aside, like the homes in Connecticut, and gorgeous. The land is gorgeous. The trail is great. It's almost like I call it an honest trail. There's lots of dirt, few roots and few rocks, but you've got hills to go up and down. They're not huge. There's water pretty regular. There's views fairly regular. It is neat. There's good maintenance. As you can see here, you know, they've mowed off. I love this, man. This is neat. I can't wait to see this shelter coming up. Oh, these are cool. The shelter coming up. Upper Goose Pond. Shelter is supposed to be like off the chain, neat. And I can't wait for the all-you-can-eat pancakes. So, very cool. Oh, looks like another good up. Just got done with a pretty good climb. Looks like another one. More opportunity to grow stronger. Get ready. We're just practicing for Vermont. So I am at the summit of, I think it might be called Tyringham Cobble. Not sure what that is or what that means, but that's what it says on Gut Hook, so I'm going with it. I'm at the summit of that. I've done nearly 10, let me go back this way, nearly 10 miles. It's not quite noon yet. I've been cranking along pretty well. I stopped and got some water and had a bite to eat with a young lady I met yesterday, the one that Teresa gave a taco to, Squinch. She squinches on her sleeping pad and makes noise, and she apologized, and people said Squinch isn't a name, but that's your trail name. So anyway, stopped back there for a little bit and ate my Pop-Tarts real quick, and so otherwise I've been cranking along fairly well and feeling pretty good. Enjoying the day. That was a neat view right there. There have been several people out for day hikes that wanted to ask a lot of questions about, you know, hiking to Maine, and I love stopping and talking with locals that are out for a short hike and they're just blown away. I guess as they should be. You know, someone hiking 2,200 miles that's over 1,500 miles in, so they're very encouraging and it's really fun. So, yep, been stopping and talking with a few of the locals and just enjoying the day. Like I said, it's been good trail with some good ups and downs, but it's so nice and cool, and there's a breeze blowing. It just makes all the difference in the world. Well, it is 3:30 in the afternoon, and I am hiking the Appalachian Trail. I've come, well, I was basically just over 1 mile or so from the Upper Goose Pond cabin. It's not really a shelter, I guess it's a cabin run by the Appalachian Mountain Club. I think I talked about them a few videos back. So the trail had a great trail today. Really enjoyed it. Good climbs, decent little descents, mostly trail like this, sections of very rocky, decent, you know, rocky climbs and stuff like that, but overall good trail. I've made an average of about 2 miles an hour, actually a little better than that, and crossed a road, and a Sobo hiker, which by the way, I think I'm up to nearly 15 Sobo hikers so far today. That massive bubble of them, which they're all great, you know, great to talk to, and really enjoyed it. But anyway, one of them says, hey, there's a trail stand up ahead, and so there was a little, like almost like the size of a big phone booth, little barn looking thing, little wooden shack with a refrigerator in it and a bunch of snacks. And it's an honor system. You just go up there, and if there was Oreos and chips and some soda, some Gatorade, Pop-Tarts, things like that, and then prices. And so I got a Gatorade and some Cheetos, absolutely, Cheetah Chow. Got some Cheetos for $3. The Cheetos were $1 and the Gatorade was $2, so $3, and not a bad little snack. Sat down at a picnic table with a guy named Rusty and his friend named Girl Hobo. And Girl Hobo's out for a section, but I think Rusty is through hiking. Anyway, the girl Squinch was there, and so we finished eating our snack there, eating that little snack, and Rusty and Girl Hobo, we all kind of hiked out of there. Went basically about a mile across a couple of pastures and some fences and stuff, got to another road, and there was a guy named Rob Bird set up there doing trail magic. And we got to that trail stand at about 11 or so, and then got to the trail magic about a mile or so, maybe a mile and a half away, about 11:45 or whatever, and he had lots of things, fruit, but he had bagels with cream cheese, and that's what I got. A bagel with cream cheese and a V8 Splash, like a juice thing to drink, and yummy. Thank you, Mr. Rob, for the delicious trail magic. So that was my afternoon, so I never really stopped and had lunch. I guess when I was leaving that trail stand, I grabbed one of my Uncrustables and I ate that while I was walking. So just a little bit ago, I got a couple of peanut bars out and I ate those as I made my afternoon yummy drink. And so I've enjoyed that. And now I should be in the neighborhood of, 1 mile to the Blue Blaze Trail, heading for the Upper Goose Pond shelter. I think it's 0.5 off the AT. So I should be about a mile and a half from the shelter, which doing real well on time, especially considering all the stops with the trail magic and that little trail stand and stuff. So I've been hiking well today, feel good, but just to kind of relay from some of my discussion this morning about form. So now is when that form pays off, or now is when you suffer for not having good form. And not that good form will just make you feel like, perfect or whatever at the end of a long day, because my feet are definitely tired. They're kind of aching. I've hiked pretty hard all day to manage a better than 2 mile an hour average with stopping for trail magic and trail stand and stuff like that. You've got to hike it pretty hard. So anyway, my feet are definitely sore and tired. Legs are tired, but now is kind of some of the time when a lot of times I get like a second wind and I could keep going if I had to. But I'm excited to be with my family again this evening and check this place out. All the Sobo hikers will come up and say, "Are you headed for Upper Goose Pond?" They said, "It's great. Blueberry pancakes in the morning, and you can swim out to an island." And so it sounds like a neat place. I'm really looking forward to it. And so anyway, that'll be, like I said, 18 miles to get there for the day, which will be my biggest day since before I left. Actually, since before like Halo came to New York. So wow, I don't know when I did 18 for sure. When last, it was a while, because I didn't do 18 through southern New York. I know that southern New York was rough, but it's been great talking with the Sobos about some of the huts up in the Whites. Huts are the places where you can stay. They are AMC, Appalachian Mountain Club run huts, and you can do work for stays. So I'm looking forward to doing some of that. And they have food. They sell baked goods and coffee, stuff like that. So one of the Sobos told me, stop in even just for that and take a break, because your mileage will be cut way back, through those rough sections. So anyhow, great day weather-wise. It's nice and cool. Have really enjoyed that. been a couple of real long, steady climbs, and so I got totally sweaty through those. But otherwise, it's not bad. It has warmed up this afternoon, though, for sure. So anyway, I'll show you Upper Goose Pond cabin when I get there. All right, so here we are at Upper Goose Pond, and you can see why it's a popular place. This is absolutely beautiful. So I'm standing on a dock here. Haven't been over to the beach area yet, but I think there are canoes over there. So I don't know if I'm going to get to go paddle one real quick or not. But this is so amazing. Halo and the kids made it about 6 o'clock or so, and I don't know, 5:30 maybe, and we got some supper, got everything camp set up and had some supper, and now we're walked down here to the lake to check this out, and I'll show you the cabin up there in a few minutes. Looking forward to some pancakes for breakfast.